Your Toyota BC Dealers presents BC Outdoor Sport Fishing. With your host, Mike Mitchell. BC Outdoor Sport Fishing is brought to you by Rapala, Yamaha, Freshwater Fisheries Society of BC, Port Boathouse, Pacific Salmon Foundation, Lowrance, North River Boats.
Yes! Welcome everybody to BC Outdoor Sport Fishing. Today we got a special trip. We're up at Duncanby. We have our Pacific Salmon Foundation gang with us, Brian Riddel, Corry Matheson, and of course, Keay. How are you?
Fantastic. Welcome to our friends from the Pacific Salmon Foundation and Mike from BC Outdoors to Duncanby Lodge.
Yeah.
Duncanby is located at the mouth of the world famous river's Inlet. The inlet's 21 miles long, and we're right at the entrance in an area called Goose Bay. We have direct flights with our friends from Sea Air from the Richmond Floatplane Terminal, a 90-minute flight directly from there to Duncanby.
And we just got off the plane and we had a spectacular flight. We were flying quite low, but the scenery we saw up here, guys, was amazing, wasn't it, on the way up? Fantastic, cool. Fantastic.
Flying on the water.
Yeah, so this is, again, we do our annual show with you guys, and every time we do a show, we learn a little bit more about the science, and that's what I really get excited about, is the science fishing. And this area this is my first time ever being up in this area, but the legends and lore of Rivers Inlet bring, I want to get the water now. I'm ready now. Yeah.
The history in Rivers Inlet goes back to the late 1800s.
Yeah.
There used to be 14 canneries in here now. I think there's, one left, really? And
There's no operating canneries left.
Operating, that's right.
But there was as many as 14 canneries in the inlet at one time. And the original history of Duncanby is, the proper name is Duncanby Landing, and it's an actual place on the map. There were people that were born here, and Duncanby was the supply point to that commercial fishery and those canneries. Those canneries employed 300 people plus each. Wow. And Duncanby was their town. It was the liquor store, the general store, the post office box, the polling station. It was a happening place back in the day.
And of course, now it's turned into this fabulous fishing resort.
Well, now, I mean, it's world renowned for the Wannock Chinook, right?
Yeah.
A population of fish that can be huge.
Yeah.
And it's really one of two populations in Canada that are famous for their size. And we're really talking, 50 to 80 pounds in the older age classes. So these are very unique fish. And it's a challenge that you don't catch a lot of these, but they exist and they're really important to conserve.
In fact, the largest salmon of all species spawn here in Rivers Inlet. We had a 21-pound coho on the last trip. We have pink salmon here that are 10 pounds. Very common to catch 25-pound chums here.
Yeah.
So
what you're saying is, if I want a personal best, there's an opportunity here to have it happen.
There is, and
for all species.
For all species.
Well, do we want to? I'm enjoying this conversation, but I would much rather be on the boat. You guys want to hit the boat and go fish? Yep. Should we go fish, maybe?
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right.
The next best thing to talking about fishing.
Yeah, that's right.
Is actually
doing it. Yeah.
Again,
okay.
Welcome, you guys. Glad to have
awesome.
you here for the first time. Duncanby is very proud to be partnered with the Pacific Salmon Foundation, and your support of us and our programs here means the world to us. It means the world to our fish, and it means the world to the community and Rivers Inlet. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let's head to the boat, boys.
Let's go find them.
All right. Well, that was quick. Guess what it is, Corry? It's not a microflash.
Is that one of those BC Outdoor Sport Fishing teaser heads?
That's right. Let's just wake it up here. Yeah. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh, a little snook.
Yeah, I think it is actually. You know, it could be a pink. That's how that's how the season's gone for me.
Not a pink.
Okay, I'll back up anyway. All right. Well, that was what? That was what? 40 seconds?
Very nice coho.
Gorgeous. So you like that teaser head? I could leave you a few.
I love teaser heads.
I could leave you a few.
Can you leave me a couple?
Yeah,
Thanks, bud.
maybe some of the special edition ones.
I like anchovies on my pizza.
Not bad for 40 seconds down. we had
Plus the hours before, right?
No, we're not even talking about that. That was 40 seconds down on the anchovy.
You just don't want to be too overly enthusiastic or build up expectations.
Oh no, you got to be cocky.
Cocky.
Right?
Right.
That's the motto here. You got to be cocky. That's beautiful fish.
Beautiful fish.
Yeah. Late season. Oh, that thing would probably get even bigger.
Not a lot. Nice full fish though.
Yeah. Are you interested to see what's in it?
Yes.
The science?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I could tell.
Well, we're hearing about a lot of rockfish.
Yeah.
All the way up the coast. That'd be good news for rockfish.
So we should check that later on. And
later on.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Awesome. We'll put them in the box and watch your odds. What do you say?
Yep.
You're up next, by the way.
I'm up. Corry's on it right now, so we're set.
Sitting on it.
We're
yeah.
set.
All right.
Drop your anchor. We'll be right back. Closed captioning is fueled by the Sport Fishing Institute of BC.
Yeah. This is what? This is 40 seconds down again.
Okay,
it's a theme.
That's it.
That's the theme. We just got to burn fuel and go over spots for 40 seconds.
Hang out the prop wash for a little bit here. I think we'll horse this guy and we'll just tire him out here for a little bit.
There you go. Oh, that's an alright fish. This is my expertise here, Sid. I'm pretty good on the net. Awesome. Where'd you get that one on?
I think this is on Sid's Party Girl spoon. Sid's Party Girl, huh?
There you go! Reel! Faster! Up on it! There, you got it!
Ryan, double header!
Yes!
That's a nice one.
We're playing a doubleheader. We got it. You let me know, Corey, when you're good here. Well, good thing you got 2 nets on board, Sid.
This guy's not doing much yet.
Just don't pump it, just reel.
Oh, it's gone.
Real, man, real.
Nothing there.
You lost them? That back up, Corey, if you can.
Can't swim once your nose breaks the surface. Pop a nose, walk the rest of the net.
Okay. What do you want to do with this one first before we decide?
Oh, I don't know.
Would you like to take one home?
Nice coho?
Bought him for a long time.
Yeah, we did kind of tuck this guy out a little bit.
Okay. All right, well, let's...
Don't know if it's a release candidate, this one. So
Okay. Well, that got bigger as it got in here again. You got me on that one.
Think so?
Yeah. It's a beautiful fish. Look how deep it
Look
is.
at that color there. That's
Yeah.
very nice.
Just a little bit of a
Not
hook.
many of these coho down in Vancouver this year. yet,
No, a little bit of a hook started.
So got a nice, come up here and get a nice fat one.
Nice. Let's get her in the box. Rod's down.
Learning with the pros. Brought to you by your Toyota BC dealers.
Over the last couple of days, we've had a wonderful fishing experience here in Rivers Inlet. But one of the things that's really been obvious is we've probably released 40 or 50 shakers. And those shaker is simply a small fish, and the fish we've had probably 10 to 15 centimeter range, right? So this is when it's critical that fishers know how to release these fish, because they're your next year's catch. So I think the thing to really reinforce today is that make sure you have barbless hooks. You'll be amazed at how aggressive these small salmon are. They're growing at a really incredible rate. And so you really have to be careful to roll your hook and release the fish without handling. If you handle them and descale them, you will increase their mortality. If you do it correctly,
they are incredibly resilient. They'll have a very high survival rate, probably 70 to 90%, depending on the hook wound. Right? So take real care to release these fish. And the other thing that's amazing, and Mike, we were talking about this on the boat. So these are all fish that are under a pound now. A year from now, these coho will be your fish that are 12 to 15 pounds. So once they actually start growing, and right through the winter, these fish have an incredible capacity to grow. And that, so the next year's coho are the coho that you take care of this summer. Now, that's not true for Chinook salmon, because Chinook salmon have what we call multiple ages at maturity. Essentially, all the mature coho that you catch, certainly from north central BC south, are only 3 years old. Very rarely, once you get to the more northern latitudes, you get 4-year-old coho. But Chinook are different. Chinook will mature at ages 3 to 7. And particularly in the rivers Inlet, where we have the world-famous one-neck Chinook, those are fish that can be 60 to 90 pounds. Right? And so what they are is probably 5, 6, 7, and maybe even the odd 8-year-old. Right? So Chinook are different. They have multiple ages, so they have much, much bigger body size. But in terms of growth capacity, you can't top coho salmon. And that's why we love them, because they're so aggressive when they take it. And that's naturally how they feed, and that's why they grow. So take care of the small fish. They're your next year's catch. For more information and tips like this, check out next week's episode.
Drop your anchor. We'll be right back. Fish on! Let's get back to BC outdoor sport fishing.
There we go. We got one to come.
So, a little switch over there.
We're up to that fish.
Yeah. Got the blue fox matrix on there, the big purple one.
Yeah.
Does it feel like any of the little grills we've been catching, those shakers?
Not doing a whole lot yet, but it definitely feels better than the others.
It's a little bit bigger of a spoon work, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There he is.
Oh, great.
That bead gets about 3 feet from the tip, Brian. We'll have you stop reeling that. Meantime,
There you go. So what do you think you have here, Brian? Have you seen anything?
I haven't seen really much.
I'm seeing some purples. Does that mean anything?
very nice.
Yeah, no more reeling.
Nose out of the water and walk away from it.
Back up,
Like
up,
I'm
up.
backing up.
Lift up,
I'm
lift
backing
up.
up.
Lift up.
Come up, Brian.
That's cool. There you go.
There we go, guys.
Look at this one. Just switched.
Yeah, you switched right over. Got
dog-
lucky, 30 seconds, bingo.
The captain said, let's find the numbers again. We went to the proper numbers and switched over, went a little bit bigger, but some scent down. And I don't know, sometimes you just gotta,
Change it up.
sometimes you pull a rabbit out of the hat, right?
There we go.
This is great.
Nice
And so,
deep northern coho.
yeah, and of course, like we talked, we're at Rivers Inlet, end of season. But the season up here, I mean, there's lots of fish around here all year long, right? So
Yeah.
when is Duncanby run? What's
We
the
open
season?
up June 11th every year, and we
Yeah.
shut it down Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, and you got lots of fishing opportunities in between, right? Different.
we-
I mean, how many spots we fish? Say 3 or 4 unique spots.
Yes.
So-
And all very close to the line.
yeah, yeah. Well, we've seen
Here
a
we
few.
are. Look at the water and the conditions we
Yeah.
are. Beautiful scenery.
See some humpbacks breaching.
Yes.
No, that's great.
The
You
other
even
beauty
caught some
is
fish
the,
too.
variety, right?
Yeah.
Northern coho.
Yeah,
Chinook, of course, world famous.
yeah,
Chum salmon.
yeah,
Lots of pinks in the summer.
We do.
And of course, it used to be one of the biggest sockeye runs in BC.
yeah.
It's not there right now, but coming back.
It is
Yeah.
on its way back.
Yeah, so you do have opportunities to do.
We've got lots of opportunity.
Yeah,
And so fabulous place to come.
Yeah.
Obviously, the fish are here.
yeah. Well, let's open up that box and drop him in so we can't catch his twin. So Mac, you're on a fish, buddy.
Nice.
This is exciting. So day 2 or 3 up at Duncanby, it's just a blur. We've had so much fun. But we had a chance to fish with your dad to start. Now we got the young
up and coming protege, the heir apparent. And we were talking a bit off camera just about the history of Duncanby and what it means and Rivers Inlet and stuff like that. So, you can fill. I think we should, let the viewers kind of know what's been going on up here.
Yeah, sure. My family bought Duncanby 12 years ago in 2005.
Yeah.
Was our first season, and that was my first time ever fishing in my life.
Oh, really?
And I started working here in 2006.
Yeah.
And in that time, we've basically rebuilt the place
Yeah.
slowly, year by year.
Some people have said, we've had a few guests we met that said they've been coming up here for years and say the transformation over the years is absolutely amazing.
There's always new stuff every year.
Yeah.
There'll be more to come in the future, and
Yeah.
the boats have got better, everything's got bigger, and it's really nice.
I think one of the things that you kind of learn over this past few days is just your dad's passion, and I think it translates over to you, just your sheer love of the area, right?
Yeah, sure.
How do you like that flash fly now?
It's working well.
Look, that's how we net fish now. I got it down.
That's perfect.
So what do you want to do with this guy? Do you want one?
I would take him if you guys don't want him.
Oh, you reeled it in. It's your fish.
All right.
Whoa.
That's a nice 10-pound coho, I think. So
Yeah.
be a good eating fish.
I almost get more pleasure watching guides reel fishing
Yeah.
because I'm used to them instructing people all the time.
Yeah.
So I like to get in behind them a little bit and give them the instructions too. Rod tip up.
Yeah.
Reel.
I forget sometimes.
I think you did a good job. I think you've done this before. You probably did this in your sleep. That's a great fish. That's great. And a little bit late season, so we're getting lots of coho, lots of different variety of sizes of coho too. So and over the radio we just heard
somebody got
a
one.
tie.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So in another, I saw a couple 20s on the board too. So there's some fish around. So that's what we're hunting for.
Oh yeah, it should be no problem to get a few more of these this morning,
Yeah.
and then after that we can go make a move and look for a big guy.
Yeah.
This time of year, this is what you get.
Yeah.
You have no problem getting lots of them.
Oh, that's great.
Drop your anchor. We'll be right back. Fish on. Let's get back to BC Outdoor Sport Fishing. Tackle and gear. Here is what we've been using on the water today.
Hello folks, we're going to talk to you about the gear that we've been using on today's episode. And Mac, I forced upon you some new tricks up my sleeve that I like to share. New gear and stuff that maybe you haven't seen before, but it was okay. We made it through a day so far of catching fish. So rods today, of course, were 10.5 foot Rapala rods. This is a classic moocher, the one we've been using for years now. And this is the medium light action. Again, sensitivity's there, the power's there for fish. Great feel on the rods. I really enjoy fishing them. They've been great.
Nice.
You got a chance to use it today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's good. The reels, large arbor shift reels with 25-pound Suffix line. And again, we go 25. Some guys like 30, some guys like 40. I've found that 25-pound test has got enough sensitivity and enough strength in it that we're not breaking fish off main line, right?
Agreed. Sure.
And then again, like when we come to an area, I got to bring my stuff for all my guys to support and stuff. So I allow you guys to go through and see what matches up, what you've been using, and new stuff. So we could talk a bit about flasher selection, spoons and stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I was looking through your tackle and really liked the look of this Coyote flasher with the black double glow.
Yeah, that's been popular all up and down the coast. Seems to be one of the ones that most guides gravitate to right away with the double glow. Yeah, that's been good too.
This white with the UV reflector on it, the moon jelly it's called. That's what it says on the package.
Yeah, it's worked good. And then of course everything we do Suffix line, and this is where we can get into what we exactly use too. But right, one of the questions I asked you was how long are your leader lengths do you like to use for things? So you got your formula down, right?
Yeah, for a spoon, I kind of like to use my wingspan, which is about 6 feet.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And same with for an anchovy teaser head, I like the same length there. And then for a hoochie, a little less than half. I would go from the end of my arm to about the start of my chest.
Yeah.
And that's the way I like to measure them myself. So that's about 3.5 feet.
Yeah, it's kind of neat to see the different variations of sizes of lengths of leaders throughout the year. We're running the same gear, but everywhere has their different leader lengths, and if it's tradition, superstition, whatever it is, we just go with the flow because we got to trust the local talent, right? And we even tried a few times with the anchovy, just shortening up the leader. We even tried microflash. We didn't catch any fish in the microflash, so we're not going to bother showing them off here. But it seemed to be the bigger stuff was working, and we've encountered a lot of juvenile fish here too. So that's why we've gone up the size of spoons to try it, right? And everything that went down, aside from the flash flies, we were putting either anchovy super gel, or we're putting herring super gel on everything on the back end, and that just seems to enhance the bite. Whether again it's masking or if it's attracting, it's a great product to use, especially for those situations. That if you happen to have something on your hands and it transfers over, that's a great cover, and it's also a great attractant. So.
Yeah, I found with a lot of guides, they refuse to use sunscreen because they're afraid of transferring that odor over to it. So using something like that would be great to mask something if you ever did have sunscreen or some sort of lotion on your hand. You don't want to get that scent on your lure.
Yeah. Okay, folks, we're going to follow up a quick list for you. Stay tuned for that. We'll see you out on the water. On the kitchen sink. I love it. Great. Did you guys see that jump? That was awesome.
Oh, and another one. Looks like a nice fish.
It's not a long. Oh, he is spirited. Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! I'm gonna release this guy.
Okay.
So, slimy spoon, huh? Great trip, guys.
That was awesome.
I had lots of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mac.
Thank you,
What a
Mike.
great day.
Awesome.
I want to thank your dad later for everything, and again, thanks to you guys. We have lots of fun when we go fishing. I learned so much from one and a half.
The gear guy.
Yeah, the gear guy
And that.
the science guy. So it's been fun. And we learn lots and have lots of fun, lots of laughs, and some of the stuff we can't put on camera.
Not all of it.
Not all of it, but we have lots of fun anyway. It's been a pleasure. But thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out,
Okay.
and thanks for being a part of the show as usual.
Looking forward to next year already.
Yeah, me too. And thank you, folks, for joining us on BC Outdoor Sport Fishing. We look forward to having you join us on a future episode.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing is made possible by your Toyota BC dealers, Rapala, Yamaha, Freshwater Fisheries Society of BC, the Pacific Salmon Foundation, Port Boathouse, North River Boats, Lowrance, along with